Hello, welcome to episode 82 of IOnTheTigers, a podcast all about the National Ice Hockey League, but one that always has an eye on the Telford Tigers. Right, let's jump straight on into news from around the league. I think we'll kick off with the outcomes from the Bristol V Hull game on the final week of the season. All kicked off, game finished a little bit less than 5 minutes early. Big bands incoming? No, not really, would be the simple answer on that, I think. I think I was, pretty surprised with how light the bands were. The biggest band that was handed out, well, it's now 8 games as of today, recording on a Monday, of course, as always. 8 games for Bobby Chamberlain, 2 of which are suspended. And everybody else, it's been like 1 or 2 games. So, considering everything that happened, the bands were not quite as heavy as I expected. I think is how I put it. I was expecting some long bands to come out of that. So, be interesting to see what happens. I think when those two play each other next season. In terms of other news from around the league, a couple of fairly notable re-signings, I suppose. So Lee Bonner is extending his stay at Hull. Perhaps not a surprise there. Made the move back last summer, I believe it was. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I'd have been surprised if he'd gone anywhere else. Cam Howe at Peterborough Phantoms has extended his contract. That's a really good pickup for them as well to have for next season. Results. So let's jump straight into it. We'll kick off with Tigers 2, who were in quarterfinal action, taking on the Sheffield Titans. Saturday was a trip up to Sheffield and an 8-1 win for the Tigers. Sunday was on home ice, and that was a 12-1 win for the Titans. So an aggregate score of 20-2 in favour of Tigers 2 means that they have secured their spot in the Final Four to hopefully secure the playoff title to go with the league and the cup in North 2. So best of luck to the whole team for the upcoming finals weekend that they have. In terms of the National League, I'm going to run through this, take a look at it group by group. So we'll start off with Group A, Group 1. Not sure which it is. Perhaps doesn't matter too much. Let's call it Group A. So Group A, which as a quick recap, contains Leeds Knights, Hull Seahawks, Peterborough Phantoms and Telford Tigers. So action gets underway on Saturday night, Saturday and Sunday for these games. Tigers hosted Leeds Knights. Knights got off to a good start, 2-0 lead. Tigers pulled them back, 2-2. Leeds made it 3-2, and then in the third, Tigers made it 3-3. Off to overtime, and went in favour of the Knights. Kieran Brown, slotted one home. A bit too much time, bit too much space. Disappointing, yes, in some ways, but on the flip side, I'm sure that if on Saturday morning anybody had offered Tigers fans, look, you can get a point against Leeds, would have taken it quite simply. But no, really good performance from the Tigers. 2-0 down, dug in, came back, very competitive throughout the game, quite simply. Plenty of character shown. So hopefully a good omen for the upcoming games. Also on Saturday, Hull hosted Peterborough. That one finished Seahawks 3, Phantoms 2. So Knights and Seahawks get wins on the opening day of playoffs. And Tigers pick up a point. On to Sunday, reverse fixtures. Knights 9, Tigers 2. Tigers got the first goal, short-handed goal. And then, crazy 8 seconds where the Knights scored twice. First one from a defensive player behind the goal line, hit Brad Day's skate and went in. And then Leeds won the face-off, went down and scored again. I think it really sort of put the Tigers back a bit. Was a point where it was 3-2. Again, Tigers with a short-handed goals, 2 short-handed goals, but kind of that was as good as it got. And then in the third period, Went from being 5-2 at the start of the period to 9-2 at the end. So Knights very much in control throughout that third period. So Knights finished the weekend with 4 points. Would Hull be able to match them with 4 points? Short answer is no. Peterborough won on home ice, 6-2 win. So Group A is Leeds Knights on 4 points, Hull and Peterborough on 2 points apiece, and Telford Tigers on 1 point. Group B, as a reminder, Group B contains Milton Keynes Lightning, Swindon Wildcats, Sheffield Steel Dogs and Romford Raiders. Wildcats hosted the Steel Dogs on Saturday. Steel Dogs had a 2-0 lead, but 4 goals from the Wildcats meant they ran out 4-2 winners. Lightning took a 4-0 lead at home against Romford. Job done? Not quite. Ended up finishing 7-7, going to overtime, where Lightning got the winner in overtime. Goals galore there. For Lightning, great, fantastic that they picked up 2 points, but to have thrown away a 4-0 lead at home has got to be a bit of a concern, I would have thought. Sunday, reverse fixtures, Steel Dogs 3, Wildcats 4, so 4 point weekend there for the Wildcats. Would it be a 4 point weekend for the Lightning as well? Yes, it would. Again, perhaps not without a bit of drama. Raiders 5, Lightning 7. So those two have definitely managed to combine for plenty of goals over the weekend, quite simply. 27 goals between them, if I can count, over the 2 games. So Group B currently shaping up as Wildcats and Lightning, both on 4 points. The Raiders have got 1 point, and the Steel Dogs yet to get off the mark. Upcoming weekend. So Group A, Tigers and Phantoms. Realistically, for the Tigers, we've got to get, as an absolute minimum, 2 points out of the weekend. Obviously, 4 would be great, but without getting too greedy, 2 points is an absolute minimum. If we don't, I think sort of playoffs would be over at that point, quite simply. Also, Knights face the Seahawks. Be interesting to see how that one goes in sort of that bit of a derby game that there is there. So I'm going to go for Tigers to get a couple of points over the weekend, and Knights and Seahawks to share the spoils. Group B, Lightning and Wildcats take on each other. I think they will each win a game. The home game they'll win. Steel Dogs and Raiders, again, I think they'll share the points. So that's it for this episode. I'll be back this time next week. Bye for now.